everybody, and welcome to some Fallout 4. I am going to be starting a new long playthrough project, so to speak, on Fallout 4, namely survival mode. Why survival mode? Because, well, it's tough, it's a challenge. People like to see me die, and I'll probably die a fair bit, but the rewards are very good, and I think they outweigh the risks. So I'm going to create a character and dive into survival mode, and we'll see what happens with it. I don't think I've actually fully completed a survival mode character before, so this should be really interesting. Before we get started, in the interest of full disclosure, I just want to say I am not running any mods on this. This is a completely vanilla playthrough of Fallout 4, simply because there is one more trophy that I need to get in order to get the platinum for it on PS4. And I'm hoping that I will be able to pop it during the course of this playthrough. I do have lots of Creation Club stuff, mostly puppy dogs and skins for armors and power armors and the likes, safe houses, and some of the good stuff that we will find once we get into game, and I can show you what they are and how they all work. So yeah, we're gonna dive in just to show you right from the start that the game is on survival mode. There we go. And we're gonna jump right in to Fallout 4.
War never changes. In the year 1945, my great-great-grandfather, serving in the army, wondered when he'd get to go home to his wife and the son he'd never seen. He got his wish when the U.S. ended World War II by dropping atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The world awaited Armageddon. Instead, something miraculous happened. We began to use atomic energy not as a weapon, but as a nearly limitless source of power. People enjoyed luxuries once thought the realm of science fiction. Domestic robots, fusion-powered cars, portable computers. But then, in the 21st century, people awoke from the American dream. Years of consumption led to shortages of every major resource. The entire world unraveled. Peace became a distant memory. It is now the year 2077. We stand on the brink of total war. And I am afraid. For myself, for my wife, for my infant son. Because if my time in the army taught me one thing, it's that war never changes. War never changes.
You're gonna knock him dead at the Veterans Hall tonight, hun.
You think?
Absolutely. Now get ready and stop hogging the mirror.
Right.
Okay, so we have reached the character creation stage. I am going to be playing as the male Sole Survivor. This is in-game. Their default names are Nate and Nora. He's not going to be Nate. I'm going to give him a new name. But I'm going to be doing the male survivor simply because in canon and in the default there is sort of a backstory for Nate and for Nora. Nate was a soldier and Nora was a lawyer. And I just personally think that it works out better for Nate to be the main character, personally. I'm not overly... I don't know. I don't have any preference really, to be honest. But for this one, I'm going to be going for a Nate type of character. And actually, I'm just going to go for the sort of default face and build upon that, the kind of character that I want. So, there's not a lot of difference except for the hair and the facial features and the eye colour. And well, okay, it's quite a bit different, but it is the base Nate face. One thing interesting of note is that the base Nate character does have a scar along his eye, but it's very, very faint. I've made it slightly more prominent because, you know, he's a war veteran and I like to think that he got a little bit beaten up during the war. And I like the idea of him being a slightly old character. A little bit older, a little bit more wizened and that sort of thing. So, yes, this is what we're going to go for.
Hun?
Why don't you see if breakfast is ready?
Okay, so Nora is chatting away to herself in the mirror, looking away at herself in the mirror, preening herself because Nate took so damn long deciding what he looked like today.
We really need to get those vacation photos developed.
Yes, we do. There's a few things that you can click on in the house.
Good old USA.
Good old USA.
Broken again.
A broken watch.
War never changes. Got that right.
You have no idea. No idea yet. Okay, so I'll close that off. There's not a lot in here. This is Sean's room.
The glove's a little big right now, but Sean will grow into it. Should get this signed next time we're at the park. He'll either be great at spelling or great at smashing blocks together. Can't wait to teach him to ride this. Huh. How'd you get on the floor, Mr. Bear?
Okay, but Nate's not interested in actually picking it up.
Wonder what Sean will grow up to be.
I wonder what Sean will grow up to be. What an interesting question. Yes, the game forces a baby upon you. Pretty much, this is Sean. This is our little baby son. Give it a little spin. And he likes it. You might not be able to tell by the expression on his face not changing at all, even in the slightest, but he does like it. Just close all these doors. Damn people in this house leaving everything open and switched on and stuff. I don't know. Ooh.
Abraxo for all your cleaning needs.
Abraxo.
Another fine product of General Atomics International. Yeah, let Codsworth take care of it.
Yeah, let the house robot take care of all the hard work. And speaking of which, here is the house robot.
Your coffee, 173.5 degrees Fahrenheit, brewed to perfection.
Sounds lovely.
Today's newspaper just delivered.
Oh, you know me so well. I like my cup of coffee in the morning and to read the newspaper, which is over there. This is actually
Rognak the Barbarian and the Jungle of the Bat Babies. My favorite.
a comic. Have a nice sip of that. Right.
Never gonna find that dog.
Oh, that's sad.
Sugar bombs. 100% daily value of sugar.
Refrigerator.
Nuka-Cola. Ice cold.
I shall attend to young Shaw.
Looks like the milk got delivered.
I was nervous at first. But Codsworth's really good with Sean.
Yeah, great. We have our house robot that looks after our child, does all of our housework. We don't have to do much. It's a nice life of luxury after a hard life at war. I don't know.
Hey, hon?
We should take Codsworth to be service soon, don't you think? Nervous? Don't be. Everyone's gonna love the speech.
Okay, so the preface is that as the game starts here, obviously this is pre-Great War, or pre the bombs dropping, and
Can you get that?
ugh,
It's probably that salesman. He comes for you every day.
ugh, I'm going to avoid him for now, thanks.
I'm so proud of her.
Oh, we're so proud of her. Yeah, and Nate's due to give a speech because he's a super famous war vet.
Vault-Tec calling.
Voltec.
Vault-Tec? Remind me again?
Why, we're about you, sir, and helping secure your future. You see, Vault-Tec is the foremost builder of state-of-the-art underground fallout shelters. Vaults, if you will. Luxury accommodations where you can wait out the horrors of nuclear devastation. You can't begin to know how happy I am to finally speak with you. I've been trying for days. It's a matter of utmost urgency, I assure you.
What's so urgent?
What's so important?
Why, nothing less than your entire future. If you haven't noticed, sir, this country has gone to heck in a handbasket. If you'll excuse my language, the big kaboom is... it's inevitable, I'm afraid, and coming sooner than you may think. If you catch my meaning. Now, I know you're a busy fellow, so I won't take up much of your time. Time being a precious commodity. I'm here today to tell you that because of your family service to our country, you have been pre-selected for entrance into the local vault. Vault 111.
But there's room for my entire family, right?
Of course, of course. Minus your robot, naturally. In fact, you're already cleared for entrance. It's just a matter of verifying some information. Don't want there to be any holdups in the unforeseen event of total atomic annihilation. Won't take but a moment.
Okay, so in terms of how the dialogue works in this option, obviously you have, it's kind of a dialogue wheel, but it's not a dialogue wheel. You can ask questions, you can say yes or no, or you can give a sarcastic or sometimes quite
Not going to,
demeaning.
Take too much of your time.
Shut up! I'm talking to the viewers. A sort of sarcastic or demeaning response. I'm gonna ask for more.
Tell me more about this vault.
Oh, it has all the amenities of the modern home, I assure you. Not to mention total protection from nuclear radiation and hostile mutants. A better future underground. It's not only our mission, it's our passion.
Interesting how he already knows there's gonna be mutants. That's a pretty on the nose prediction right there, isn't it?
Sure, let's do it.
Splendid! Splendid. Now, let's see.
Okay, so basically this is where we get into the nitty-gritty of the kind of character that that I'm going to have. I had a name in mind for this character, and I don't know why I picked this name. I can't think of a surname for him really. I know what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I decided that he was going to call Jim because originally when I decided that the kind of character that I was going to make, he's going to be a bit of a survivalist character, and I found a picture that I was roughly working on, although he doesn't really look like it much at the moment. And the picture kind of reminded me of my little brother before he got all his hair chopped off recently and decided to straighten up his image. And so I decided that he would be called Jim. And I've gone for Mason because I was considering the name of what the kind of character would be, and I was like, survival, and I was thinking of survival horror characters, and I was like, Redfield, too obvious. Wesker, too obvious. And I was like, well, what other survival horror things are there? And I thought, well, Harry Mason is a great character from Silent Hill, and I like the surname Mason, so that's his name, and I've just decided it right now. Okay, so for a survival type build, I don't think perception isn't going to be an awful lot. I think you need to either be at 3 or 4 to get lockpick, which is what we're going to need. We're going to be putting strength at about 6. We're going to want strength to be quite high. Endurance isn't actually as good as you think it might be in terms of survival. Charisma is very important, as is intelligence for ranking up quite quickly. I'm gonna have to drop those down a ton, just so I can put a little bit more into luck and agility. I'm probably gonna want 1 more in agility, to be honest, just because of action points and VATs. I'm a little bit of a VATs whore, to be honest. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to be going too much higher with charisma in terms of as I'm playing the game, but I want to be able to get quite early access to a few of the settlement building perks that you can get, because in survival mode and for a survivalist kind of build, building settlements and building safe houses and places where, you know, I can rest and be safe is going to be vital, and that also ties into the trophy that I want to get. So yeah, this is what we're going with.
Wonderful. That's everything. Just gonna walk this over to the vault. Congratulations on being prepared for the future.
See ya.
Thanks again.
Hey, it's peace of mind. That's worth a little paperwork, right?
For you and Sean, no price is too high.
Oh.
Good answer.
I
Yeah,
have my moments.
he does. He has his moments. Hey, there's no real... Oh,
But he absolutely refuses to calm down. I think he needs some of that paternal affection you seem to be so good at.
You heard Codsworth. Go on.
well, okay. And you might notice there that Codsworth actually called me Mr. Mason, which is quite nice. So Jim's name is one of the names that he is aware of. Good old survival Jim. Oh, the baby. Hi.
How are the 2 most important men in my life doing? Spin the mobile a bit. He loves that.
I know, I already did it for him earlier on while you were looking in the mirror.
Hey, how's my little guy? Much better now, huh? Listen, after breakfast, I was thinking we could head to the park for a bit. Weather should hold up.
And do what exactly?
Sir, Mum, you should come and see this.
Codsworth, what's wrong?
Unfortunately, we don't get an answer to that question. But I kind of feel like Survival Jim's going to be quite an inquisitive sort of character, even though I'm not necessarily sure he's going to be like the most intelligent, but he likes to be extremely prepared for things, and knowledge is preparation. And what on earth is going on here?
We're trying to get confirmation. We seem to have lost contact with our affiliate stations.
He said the world is ending.
We do have coming in. That's confirmed reports. I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonations in New York and Pennsylvania. My God.
Oh my god.
We need to get to the vault now.
I've got Sean. Let's go.
Okay.
Codsworth, stay safe, buddy.
And your family as well, sir? Oh, my.
You too. Stay well and safe and all that sort of stuff. An interesting note there. The world is going to hell. the voice of the newscaster on there is Ron Perlman, who used to do the War Never Changes narration. Instead, they gave it to the Sole Survivor in this game, which some people didn't like, but he still gets a little cameo in there. He's actually the newscaster. The mailman is running. These people are struggling to get their bags because, you know, people are silly. This dude's got a baseball hat. Little kid. Hi. Yep. We're going.
You don't get in.
I'm going in. You can't stop me. Okay. I'm reporting this.
If you're in the program, step forward. Otherwise, return home.
Hey there.
Are they letting you in?
Yes. So they don't let the Vault Tech guy in, and he is Vault Tech.
Adult male.
Adult female. Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep. See. And we're the protagonists, so we get to
People outside the gate.
Everything we can. Now keep moving.
we get to jump the queue because, you know, I'm the protagonist and
In the center.
I get protagonist perks. Okay. Where's my wife? Oh, here she is.
Almost
Hi.
there. We're gonna be okay. I love you. Both of you.
We love you too.
Ooh. Kaboom. Look at that mushroom cloud. Mmm.
Hold on.
That is pretty. Ooh. All that fallout coming towards us. Do you get it? Do you get it, Nora? Fallout. It's the name of the game. Sorry, I won't make puns while the world's ending. It's a little bit in poor taste. Oh dear. Oh well.
We did it. We made it. We're okay.
And not a moment to spare. Am I right, Mrs. Whitfield?
What's going on?
The world ended, Mrs. Whitfield. It's okay though, we made it to the vault, we'll be fine.
Vault
Ooh.
111. A better future underground.
Oh, it's the overseer.
Up the stairs.
I can't believe it. We left a minute later.
No,
We'd
no.
all be.
Don't get caught up thinking about that. You're safe now. Everyone.
Are you okay, Mrs. Abel?
And through the door there.
Can I talk to the overseer?
Excuse me.
Head inside. Just up the stairs there.
Okay, overseer. I will trust you. You look like a very, very trustworthy fellow.
Get you oriented.
These two are struggling to cope. Come along, Nora. Vault 111, welcome home.
Excuse me.
Hello there. Once we seal the vault, we'll all be getting to know each other a lot more, I'm sure.
Yeah, that doesn't sound creepy at all.
Head down the hall. Female and infant.
Hurry up, Mrs. Abel.
Right over there, please.
Oh, and this neighbor doesn't have a name. She's just neighbor.
Just head down the hall.
One thing I really like in this in Fallout 4 is the different,
Brand new vault suit.
the diversity in body types. I like
It's
that.
down the hallway right
Thanks. What now?
there. Just follow the doctor here. He'll show you where to go.
All right.
Nora didn't pick up a vault suit because she's holding the baby, but I'm sure she has one in her magical inventory.
Gone. Our home. Oh, you're gonna love it.
Oh dear.
This is one of our most advanced facilities.
Oh,
Not that the others aren't great, mind you.
How long do you think we'll be down here?
Oh, we'll be going over all that in orientation. Just a few medical items we have to get through first.
The vault suit is designed to be fashionable as well as comfortable.
Prepared for the future, right?
prepared for the future. Hi.
Excuse me.
Follow me. Just
I
step
did.
in here and put your vault suit on.
Okay. Oh. There's the baby crying.
It'll be okay. Daddy's right here. See?
Yeah, I am.
Who's my little guy? I'm not going far. I'll just be over there.
Okay. Oh, mwah.
See?
Mwah.
He's not going far.
Love you.
All set? Just
Okay. So, you're not going to see me get naked. I'm just going to put on this vault suit and squeeze myself into here.
pod will decontaminate and depressurize you before we head deeper in the vault. Just relax.
If you say so, Doctor.
Time for a whole new life.
Resident secure. Occupant vitals normal. Procedure complete. In 4, 3, 2, 1.
They froze me. Okay, so cryostasis has been suspended. Oh.
Open it.
What's going on? What are you doing to my wife and my baby?
Almost. Everything's gonna be fine.
Oh no! Oh, you! Let me out of here! I get you! I'm gonna get you! Ooh! Reinitializing? That's not fair. Yeah, you can smack against the glass all you like. It doesn't change anything, unfortunately.
Cryogenic array. Vault residents must vacate immediately.
Okay. And so we were unfrozen and let out.
Come on! There has to be a release!
And it's the best bit of voice acting ever.
Come on, come on, come on! Oh God!
Residents must vacate.
Oh no. Oh Nora.
I'll find who did this. And I'll get Sean back. I promise.
Damn right I will. And we're gonna close it back over. You know, don't want to let the air and all the nasty things get to her. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a cure for death. Okay, so there you go. You can see me now in my vault suited glory. There I am. Still breathing quite heavily. It was damn cold in there. Oh, I knocked something over. What was this? Okay. Okay, so we are out in the vault and we appear to be... Oh, I just remembered. You can look on these things. You can look at this terminal. And it says, cryogenic array offline, premature termination resulting in system failure, isolated manual and remote overrides detected, controls disabled. Life support offline. Same thing. Pod occupant status. Pod 1 was empty, Pod 2 had Mrs. Callahan, and Pod 3 had Mr. Callahan in it. Pod 4 and 5 had Mr. and Mrs. Abel. Pod 6 had Nora and Sean in it. Infant, just in case you didn't know that he was an infant. And Pod 7 had Jim Mason in it. And Pod 8 had Mr. Russell in it. So, I wonder if any of the other neighbours are alive.
God. Why would Vault-Tec do this?
'Cause they're crazy.
Hello? Anyone?
Yeah. Pretty much the only one left. Which is why he's called the Sole Survivor. He is, spoiler alert, just what it says on the tin. Now I'm just going to pick up all of this stuff because, you know, I'm the kind of person that does such a thing.
Dead.
They are all dead. And this one is pretty much the same. It says that everything is done. And we had Mr. DiPietro, Cindy Coffrin, Mrs. Whitfield, Mrs. Coffrin, Mr. Whitfield, and Mr. Coffrin were all in these ones. So I don't remember seeing them running to the thing. I don't know if they're my neighbours or not. But there are more people, all dead. Malfunction.
Emergency exit door override. Please contact your Vault-Tec maintenance representative for service.
It is broken. So we have to go this way. So safety first. Someone should have told that to Vault-Tec. Right, so I'm not sure if the things that are in these things are randomized or not, but I'm going to take pretty much everything because from part of this build is going to be gathering as much junk as possible for crafting and building things. So we have a security terminal. Vault 111 security instructions. Confidential, confidential, confidential. Security eyes only. Violation, blah, blah, blah. Vault 111 is designed to test the long-term effects of suspended animation on unaware human subjects. Security staff are responsible for maintaining installation integrity and monitoring science staff activity. Under no circumstances are staff allowed to deviate from assigned duties. Insubordination or interference with Vault operations are capital offences. Security staff are authorised to use lethal force. So, yeah. Resident admittance. Upon activation, notice from Vault-Tec, all personnel required to report to the entry area and assist with admittance of Vault residents. Security personnel will maintain order and ensure no personnel or residents attempt to evacuate the Vault. Research staff will be responsible for resident intake and escort each to the designated cryogenic pod. Residents not accounted for in the manifest should be asked to step aside and detain forcibly by security if necessary. Until the residents have been sealed into their preservation chambers, dispose of any detainees. Vault entryway must remain sealed under all circumstances. Science staff. Members of the research team must daily monitor the vital signs of cryogenically preserved residents' cardiopulmonary and cognitive activity. In particular, must be recorded hourly. Life-saving intervention is only permitted if a greater than 80% of the resident population has perished while in cryogenic suspension and must not interrupt suspension. Well, clearly something went wrong there. Independent research is encouraged, left to the overseer discretion. So, facility services. Due to the nature of Vault 11, personnel will be expected to perform duties outside of their normal qualifications, such as janitorial duties and food preparation. The exact distribution of these roles is left at the overseer's discretion. So, a little bit out of how it all worked. All clear message. Follow a nuclear event. Vault-Tec will monitor hazards such as radiation levels, enemy invasion, subsequent attacks, and other factors. Once conditions are deemed safe, the terminal will receive an all clear notice. Upon receiving the all clear notice, Vault-Tec personnel will be evacuated at overseer discretion. Disregard any notices from organisations or individuals not associated with Vault-Tec, including the government and military. Interesting. Residents will not be disrupted or evacuated. Vault-Tec will attend to their needs remotely once Vault 11 staff have been evacuated. Mandatory shelter period. Vault 11 is classified a short-term assignment. Non-resident personnel are expected to carry out research duties and basic maintenance in the vault while awaiting the all-clear signal. In absence of an all-clear signal from Vault-Tec, the overseer may elect to evacuate staff after a mandatory shelter period of 180 days containment. Under no circumstance may Vault 11 staff evacuate during the shelter period unless receiving an all-clear message. So, the fact that there are clearly no staff around anywhere does make me wonder whether they got the all clear message or whether the time period ran out. I mean, I say I wonder, I know. I've played this game before. But there may be people watching this who do not know. And thus, I'm not going to give anything away, or try not to. Our first enemy of the game.
Giant roaches? What the hell?
Yep, giant roaches. Everything is bigger in post-apocalyptia. Okay, so even though I'm grabbing everything now, I mean, I'm not going to be taking too much, well, I'm going to be taking everything that I can possibly get, but it won't have an effect on me too much. If you become over encumbered in survival mode, though, it does start to hurt you. Starts doing damage to your legs and stuff, like it would in real life. You know, you're carrying things, you're carrying slightly too much, it hurts your legs, it hurts your arms, and that sort of thing. Robco Terminal, Vault Recreational Terminal. Remember, use of the recreational terminal is a privilege. If work performance declines, the privilege may be revoked. Enjoy responsibly. Top 10. Top 10 scores. There we go. And let's play tape. I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to inject it. It is a Red Menace holotape game. I don't really like the holotape games, to be honest. But, you know, it's... Ooh, I took some bottles. This is one thing that I can do. There we go. By picking up empty bottles, you can fill them with water. And obviously, as we are in the vault, it is nice, pure, clean water. So I'm going to take as much purified water as possible, because in survival mode, I need to drink. And having purified water is going to be a bonus. I'm going to have a drink too, because, you know, Nate hasn't drank for however long he has been in cryo, and I don't know whether that particularly makes you thirsty or what. Okay, so we're not allowed to sleep for now. Gotta keep moving, he says. He's not prepared to rest when danger and mystery is afoot. Okay, so I've had a good look around this room. Take another coffee cup. We'll get all the coffee cups. And there we go. As demonstrated by that, that does some damage. So we're going to go around this way. There's some more rad roaches. Just be careful. Try not to let these rad roaches hit me, because they do a sizable chunk of damage in survival mode. Yeah. Certain events also have a chance to make you ill in survival mode.
Where is everyone?
Where is everyone? That is a good question. It's a very good question. As I said, don't sweat it. The all clear might have come down, and the time period might have passed. We might be all safe, and the Vault-Tec staff might have left, and therefore whoever was monitoring this remotely may have made a boo-boo. User error, resulting in the death of many. Okay, so we've got some lovely stim packs here. I love the texture on this desk, by the way. It is one of my favourite textures in the whole game. And we got our first pistol, which is really nice.
Is this all that's left?
Is this all that's left? This is an interesting skeleton. You'll find, and this as in most Fallout games, if you're not aware of the Fallout franchise, you find skeletons in interesting poses, and it's a lot of sort of contextual storytelling, which I love. It's sort of a show don't tell sort of thing. Though in this circumstance, we can tell, because if we look on the Overseer's terminal here, it basically is going to tell us all about it. Now, I think this is the same as what we read before. Yeah. Long-term effects of cryo status on unaware people. Cryolator. Long dream of making a cryogenic freezing available in portable on-demand form. The cryolator is my latest attempt. Hopefully we're in no short supply of the chemicals and components. I need to tinker with the prototype. Wait to occupy your time until we wait for the all clear signal. That is a gun. I'll show you it in a minute. Operations Protocol Manual. That's the same. We've read that already. Overseer's log. This is what I want. Okay. Preparations. The final staff orientation is complete. All but a few residents down in Sanctuary Hills have been enrolled, and several from Concord as well. Vault Tech supervisors came up this week to do a technical review with me. The vault is ready to open. I can only imagine what wonders our residents will get to witness. The notion of leaping forward in time, I almost wish I could join them and see the promise of our future realised. October 23rd. It happened. We were lucky that most of the staff were nearby when the early warning came through. We had less notice than expected, but only Nordhagen was missing when we sealed the entrance. Resident admittance went smoothly. Everyone made it, even the family that waited until the last minute. Don't know who that would be. God, feel called out. I was worried there would be more suspicion, but things moved so fast for these people. They must have been too overwhelmed to question the cryogenic pods. Systems malfunction. Strange issue today with pod C3. Subject appeared to be having heart palpitations. Nothing life-threatening, but unusual. We realised almost too late the pod was malfunctioning. The cryogenic array almost started to thaw her out. We're not sure, but I suspect a hiccup in Vault-Tech's remote override systems may have sent an errant message. We'll have to keep an eye out. I only hope their systems are reliable once we evacuate the staff. Well, that sort of ties into what I was saying earlier, possibly. Supplies running low. There's been no all-clear signal yet, even though we're nearing the end of the 180-day mandatory shelter period. Supplies were never intended to last much longer than that. Despite my best efforts, people are beginning to question what we're doing down here. People think they can just leave when the 180 days are up. They're insane. Radioactive exposure will still be potent enough to fry everyone in the vault. Seals are breached too early. The whole point is the all-clear was to receive additional instructions from the main office. I don't know what to do. I can't open the vault. I can't expect our supplies to last forever. I just have to keep everything under control until we get the all clear. Mutiny. Of course. A faction led by security personnel have turned on me, demanding to be allowed to leave the vault. Idiots, I will not open the door to be irradiated to death. I'm consolidating the remaining supplies, putting staff on lockdown. We're going to have to start prioritising who deserves what little food we have left. I've been too damn generous with the rations. If people don't like it, there's fewer mouths to feed. Yeah, so basically it sounds like the all clear system didn't come for some reason, and people got fed up of being locked inside and mutinied, and this looks like the Overseer, which is a shame because he was such a nice fellow. And yeah, clearly they shot him because, you know, there's bullet marks on the floor by his dead corpse. Okay, so we've got some more bullets here. Another pistol. This is the cryolator. Unfortunately, it is locked behind a master lock.
Coming back later for you.
Damn right I am. Okay, so is there anything inside of here that I can have? Some preserved cigarettes. Some 10mm rounds. Ooh, antibiotics. Now they're going to come very handy in survival mode. Okay, so the thing that I have to do now is unlock this door. Okay, open the evacuation terminal. Okay, so I'm gonna crouch coming out of here just simply because of I think you can actually do VATS, and this is one thing that makes me laugh, is you can already do VATS, but you don't have a Pip-Boy yet. So technically you shouldn't be able to do VATS yet. So we'll just headcanon it as, you know, Jim was a soldier. He's very good at shooting things. He has incredible aim. Right, so where is my security baton? Here it is, my whacker. And we've made it back out to the main entrance. And we're gonna smack these rad roaches. One comes out from there. Yeah, smack these rad roaches in the face. There we go. Okay, so now this door is magically open. Now we've gone all the way around the other side of the vault. Okay, there's a skeleton here. Did anyone get out? Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so there is boxes about the place. I clicked on something then. Ah, there are 10mm rounds inside of here and a few jumpsuits. You can go down there. I don't think there's anything in the water, and I don't want to risk getting irradiated by the water at this moment in time. Okay, and here we are at the door. Okay, we need to get out of here, but we need... Okay, we need a Pip-Boy. Fortunately, this dead dude dropped a Pip-Boy. So I'm going to help myself to this Pip-Boy, because waste not, want not. And Survival Jim is going to need all of the tools he can muster if he's going to survive this survival mode. Loading up. Hi, Mr. Vault Boy. Okay, so this is the Pip-Boy. This is how we do it, and then we change the things, and then we exit like that, and it's great. And now we can open the door. Oh, there we go. Lovely. Look at that. It's all big and chunky, and I am so glad that it worked first time, because this is one of the parts of the game where a sort of game-breaking bug can happen. And if I was as I'm playing on survival mode and you can't save it, would really be a tricky bug. So yeah, there is the door. Watch it be opened. Lovely. Like, I always loved the animations of the doors opening, the vault doors opening, because I thought they were really big and chunky and clunky and great, and that's one of the things that they actually did really well in Fallout 4. So yeah, quite happy with that. Love it. Looks great. Okay, so as the elevator is gonna open up. Come on, come on. Thank you. We're gonna get a final chance to change our name and special attributes and our appearance, but I'm quite happy with everything the way that it is for now.
Enjoy your return to the surface.
Oh, and we're gonna make our way back to the surface. Also get these really nifty models and loading screens, and we'll be seeing lots of these because there are lots of loading screens in Fallout 4. They're really cool. Really like them. It's obviously a burned out car. It's very cool. I like that one. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so we have made it back to the surface. And yeah, the world looks a little bit different from how it did when we went down into the vault. There's a little bit of exploring to do up here before we head on down. Get some goodies, some things, some more empty bottles and a full bottle with Nuka-Cola in it. I'm going to push that and send the lift back down to the vault just for security. Don't want anyone getting in there and playing around with my dead wife's frozen corpse. I've got some supplies in these crates. Now we can go and do a little bit of exploring straight away. There's a few interesting things that are that way. But for today, I'm going to go and run straight down to Sanctuary Hills. Return home, as the game is instructing me to do. Collect what we can from here. There's a thingy there, a bottle cap and some things. An ashtray. Lovely. All the junk actually comes in handy in this game, and it's a really good thing about it. And all the dead bodies of the people who didn't get into the vault, unfortunately. Press L3 to sprint. Okay, I will, but it costs me AP, so I'm not going to do that anymore. There's the bridge across. The little river is still there, sort of, and the neighborhood is still here, sort of. Sanctuary. Some nice little music to welcome us home. And oh, who's that? That looks like a familiar face.
As I live and breathe. Oh, it's really you.
Codsworth. What happened to the world?
World, sir? Well, besides Aunt Geranium still being the envy of Sanctuary Hills, I'm afraid things have been dreadfully dull around here. Things will be so much more exciting with you and Mrs. back. Where is your better half, by the by?
They came into the vault. Maybe you saw them, armed, wearing strange outfits.
Only Miss Rose's boy running around in his Halloween costume. More than a week early. I swear, the nerve of that woman leaving her brat unsupervised. Ha ha, not like this family, sir. You and the missus have always been such a responsible couple. Oh, where is she, by the by?
Okay, so there's two options of what I want to choose between, and I'm going to go for this one.
They killed her.
Sir, these things you're saying, these terrible things, I believe you need a distraction. Yes, a distraction to calm this dire mood. It's been ages since we've had a proper family activity. Checkers, or perhaps charades. Sean does so love that game. Is the lad with you?
Codsworth, listen to me carefully. Have you seen him? Have you seen Sean?
Why, the missus had him last, remember? Or perhaps she's gone to the Parker residence to arrange a play date. I'm sure she'll be back with him momentarily.
Okay.
He's gone. God damn it. Someone took him. Someone stole my son.
It's worse than I thought. You're suffering from hunger-induced paranoia. Not eating properly for 200 years will do that, I'm afraid.
200 years? What? Are you?
A bit over 210, actually, sir. Or give or take a little, for the Earth's rotation and some minor dings to the old chronometer. That means you're 2 centuries late for dinner. Perhaps I can whip you up a snack? You must be famished.
You can get food from him.
What? Food? Yeah, sure. I need a minute to think.
Then I'll be right back.
He won't be right back. It'll take him a little minute. But you get some free food out of it. Have a little look around Sanctuary. Yeah, it's a mess. Gonna have to spend far too much time cleaning this place up. Okay, and he's...
Ah, here you are, sir. Now, I've been thinking, if something is amiss, your loved ones may simply be hiding from the Red Menace.
The Red Menace?
Why, the communists, of course. The Russians and the Chinese.
The Red Menace.
Codsworth, buddy. I don't think the Reds are going to be a problem anymore.
I have an idea. Let's search the neighborhood together. After all, the Mrs. and young Sean, they're my family too.
Codsworth, are you sure you're holding up okay?
That's a really easy speech check that you can pass.
2 centuries with no one to talk to, no one to serve. I spent the first 10 years trying to keep the floors waxed, but nothing gets out nuclear fallout from vinyl wood. Nothing.
Oh, Codsworth.
Don't get me started about the futility of dusting a collapsed house. And the car. How do you polish rust?
How indeed.
What do you know, Codsworth?
I'm afraid I don't know anything, sir. The bombs came and all of you left in such a hurry. I thought for certain you and your family were dead. I did find this holotape. I believe the missus was going to present it to you as a surprise. But then, well, everything happened.
So we've got the Hi Honey holotape.
A holotape? What's on it?
I believe it's a private message for you. My etiquette protocols would not permit me to play it for myself. Any standard holotape reading device should be able to play it back. Oh, like that Pip-Boy on your arm. That should work brilliantly. Now, enough feeling sorry for myself. Shall we search the neighborhood together? Mrs. and young Sean may turn up yet.
Always say yes or a variation of yes on this, particularly in survival mode, because even small creatures can do a lot of damage, and Cogsworth will take out
Have you seen anything dangerous?
pretty much everything for you.
Pesky neighborhood dogs.
Codsworth, not Cogsworth.
Shall I investigate?
Cogsworth is a clock in Beauty of the Beast. This is not Beauty and the Beast, though. There might be some allegories to that later on. We'll see. Yes.
All right.
Come on.
Lead the way.
Proud to serve, sir.
Yeah. Go on. So we're going to pretty much let Codsworth go ahead and do that.
Picking up peekaboo.
Peekaboo. And I'm going to sit back here out of the way and try not to get spat on by the bloat flies that Codsworth is very valiantly taking out.
Flies. Wait. My senses are picking up movement in another house. Follow me.
Follow you. Go get them. Go get them. That's a good boy. Ooh, so I'm gonna just avoid this doorway because they are spitting like crazy. Okay.
Mr. Mason, your family isn't here either. They're really gone, aren't they?
Come on, Codsworth. I need your help. Where can I go?
Well, you could head into the city. Concord is nearby. But the people there aren't as put together as I am.
There's still people alive in Concord?
Yes, although they're a bit rough. You remember the way? Just across the southern footbridge, out of the neighborhood and past the Red Rocket Station? I shall remain here and secure the home front.
Okay, so we have a mission and a destination, but we're not going to go there just yet. I'm going to put this whacker away, and we're actually going to first come over here and secure the workshop. There we go, secure the workshop, which we'll explore a little bit later on. And I really need to save the game, and in order to save the game you need to sleep in a bed. So there is a broken bed in Mr. Mason's old bedroom, and interesting. Oh, that is interesting. None of my Creation Club stuff seems to have loaded in. So for now, I will have to put just this regular bed in it. That's for the Vault-Tec ones. You can get some other beds that take slightly less resources or whatever. There we go. But a nice, proper, clean bed, which is what we can sleep in and save the game. As you can see, just popped up at the bottom there. Jim is a little bit fatigued by all that has happened, so he's going to have a snooze and save the game. Okay, so I slept, or Jim slept, and I went and loaded up all the stuff into Creation Club because I forgot. I got a new PlayStation and basically didn't have all my save data and everything, and you have to reinstall all of the Creation Club stuff. So, you know, we're going to get lots of stuff popping up on the screen right now, and we're just going to have to let that play out. But while it does, I'm going to go around Sanctuary and collect some goodies. Oh, we better actually deal with the health and the fatigue and stuff first. Is that it? I'm going to let all the stuff pop up before I open up the Pip-Boy to show you that. We've got some stuff in here. I'm going to try and collect up all the stuff that we possibly can. I'm going to be going around and scrapping a lot of this at some point.
Coming, buddy.
I'm coming for you, buddy. It might just take me some time. It will take me some time, because frankly I'm going to be taking my time with this particular playthrough. There's a different character build that I really like, male Sole Survivor character build that I really like and enjoyed playing with, and I did pretty much a full playthrough with that. It wasn't on survival mode, it was on normal mode though, and with that, I pretty much rushed through a big part of the story to get to a certain point, because it makes sense for that character. Jim is going to be a little bit more sensible about things. He's going to have to be, quite frankly, because on survival mode, yeah, I really need to take my time. I need to sort of set up Sanctuary as a base and work out from there. I'm not going to be able to just like run off to Diamond City or whatever. It's just not really going to work out that way. Okay, so the first thing that I actually want to do is show the effects of what's going on. I accidentally just took a stim pack and that's made me a little bit more thirsty. So where are we? Perks, status, show effects R1, that's what I want to be. So I am peckish and I am thirsty. Peckish will knock down the endurance, and thirsty, now this is the big one, will knock down intelligence and perception, and longer you go the worse that will get, and that will affect the XP that you get. So it's really important to try and not be thirsty as much as possible. But I'm going to set things up so that that shouldn't be a problem. I should be able to take care of that even when I can. Fortunately, that stim pack I accidentally just take is giving me a boost, and stim packs work over time, so that'll give me a little boost for a while. But I need to have some food and something to drink. So there's only peckish, so it should just take 2 things, but we've only got irradiated stuff at the moment. Unless I go and cook this radroach meat, which we are going to do. Let me just see. Gonna take some water. 2 will get me down to the right level. And I'm going to hold off on the food just for a moment. There's the animation for the stim pack that I accidentally popped. Okay, so your special. Picking up the Your Special book, we get an instant boost to one of our special traits. And yeah, I really should probably look into something that is going to be lower than other things. But I'm going to throw another point into intelligence, simply because I think there are a few perks that I need to try and unlock in terms of making things for survival possible. So yeah, we basically need to go around everything and collect up stuff. I'm not gonna bother scrapping stuff just yet. I'm gonna wait until I come back from finding potential settlers. I'm gonna have to put a light on because it is getting into the evening. There is no rush to head out, although it would be nice to try and figure things out on where we're going. But it is, what time is it according to this? Right, let's go back to here. So is it on data? Okay, it is about 7:30 in the evening. So I'm going to be hanging around here until at least morning. So I'm going to collect up all of these stuff, get some food, get a good night's sleep before we head out properly. I'm going to try and do exploration and stuff during the day just so it's nice and bright for the recording, and also because it's a little bit more dangerous at night in terms of what I'm going to be able to see and stuff. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. I had to double check in the previous recording whether something that I thought was the case in survival mode is, and yeah, gonna have to be very careful and aware, and spatial awareness is not always my greatest issue. So Grognak the Barbarian, when you pick up comics in this game, you get an instant sort of perk from them, or a boost. Collected an issue of Grognak the Barbarian. Critical hits with unarmed or melee attacks do permanent 5 damage, which I'm not sure how much melee I'm going to be doing, to be honest. It just depends on what situation I find myself in. Jim is going to be prepared for anything, and that involves being prepared to whack things in the face if needs be. That's my trifold American flag. Okay, so I'm going to go this way for now. I'm going to pick up use the security baton. Why are you not? There you go. Draw it out, thank you. Okay, so there's a tricycle here. We're gonna go down this way. There are a couple of rad roaches that pop out, so take advantage of that comic and whack them as soon as we can. I'm not 100% sure where one comes from. I think someone come out of this house. I know that one definitely comes out of the house over there, but there is another one that comes from somewhere around here. So I'm going to be careful because even the smallest enemies do damage. Oh, I just leveled up by whacking that one. You might have noticed if you're looking at the little bar, the little compass bar at the bottom, he did not appear on my bar. Enemies do not appear on the you don't get the little red pips on the bar unless they're part of a quest. Unless they're marked as part of a quest, you're not going to get them showing up on the bar, so you have to be a little bit more observant and a little bit more cautious about what's going on around you. So we're just going to take unnecessary damage, which is likely to happen. As I've said, spatial awareness is not my strongest suit. So we will... oh, there's a fishing rod here. I'm going to go and collect up all the goodies. I am not entirely sure whether or not certain outfit things that I get as part of my creation club are actually going to pop up in Sanctuary, or whether Sanctuary, you know what... Ooh, there we go. What I was saying about being aware. I knew there was another one that came from somewhere. I think it came from out under that car. Okay, well, that dealt with. Should now be able to explore freely. So, here we go. I can't remember what I was just saying. Cannot even remember what I was talking about now. Because I got scared by a rad roach. There we go. Oh yes, yes. I'm not sure whether... because I've already loaded up or started and come into this area, is what is in the storage things has already been put in and populated and the likes. So yeah, not entirely sure about that. There is something that I need to take care of here so that it doesn't blow up and cause me to die. You can disarm it, but I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, what triggers that. Whether it's just if you open the safe and you haven't been careful. See, there we go. There's a disarm there, and then you could have disarmed the bomb. But I just want to be. I'm going to be a bit overcautious in this game, just because of the way that saving is and the likes. Do I have bobby pins? I do have bobby pins. Okay. Oh, find the sweet spot. Pop that shit open.
Yes.
Tick all this. One thing I'm aware about is carry weight as well. Don't have a lot of carry weight. I learned something that I didn't know before about hacking that I just didn't know. So apparently, like there's little things in this that will take away a dud and give you an extra life, and they're basically, if you have like these brackets, if there's any of these brackets with stuff inside of them, they will remove a dud essentially, or give you a life back. And it's actually worth looking out for them. I only found that out the other day. I've been playing Fallout for years and I only just discovered that. So yeah, that's an interesting little tidbit. I just didn't know that at all. So there's none of them, so it can't be this one because obviously it doesn't have the RE. It can't be that one because it doesn't have the IE. It doesn't have the RE. It doesn't have the I. Doesn't have the I. It could be this one, but it's not that one either. So SHUT. Here we go. We're in the business of happiness. Sanctuary Hills. Di Pietro, highly strung out, needs to relax. Keep telling him that, offered to help, but so far no dice. For the looks of the guy, he's self-medicating with pie. Sounds like somebody was offering said medication. My favourite tinfoil hat wearing nut job, good for 7 amulets of day tripper a week. Guess he's a one of a day kind of guy, whatever helps the man groove. Rosa. Still trying to get her some buff out, didn't expect the rationing to affect this. But it is what it is. Jahani. He wants something called Psycho. I'm not even sure this stuff exists, but if it does, do I really want this Neanderthal using it? Guess it depends on how much he's willing to spend. Put out some feelers to my army connection, see where that goes. Russell, they still owe me for the last XL delivery. Occurred to me, was it even for them? Because so help me God, if I find out they're juicing up those dogs, we're going to have words about more than money. We'll probably be on words now. They have a floor safe in there. I've seen it. Master bedroom under the dresser. Can't be that tough to crack. So that gives us a nice hint into that. Nothing about my family, of course, because we're good people. O'Keefe. Still good for a couple of hits of data a week. Pretentious pseudo-intellectual asshole, but his money's good. Williams wants Med-X, get as much as I can, hasn't told me why, not my business, guess there's some kind of long-term pain management, maybe a disease. Anders. Kids are usually a no-go, but this girl's got style, she's not interested in getting tweaked. 20 blood packs, some Halloween stunt or something, oh hell, maybe she's a vampire, but she's got her daddy's money. Okay, so that's Concord. Boston, Isaacs. Some student at CIT wants day tripper XL an entire pallet, yes, pallet of mentats. Not sure if he's doing crazy experiments, dealing with other eggheads on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Don't care so long as the money's good. Ward. Young married couple, good for day tripper, easy or cool people, no brainer. McDermott. Cop, long time buff out consumer running into long supply things where we've had a good thing for years. I'd hate to end it now. I don't exactly want to risk him getting all noble and law buying if he can't get what he wants. That would end badly for me. Sapolsky, old lady up to her daddy-o. Yeah, so basically these miscellaneous. Malcolm. Dental new customer in Charlestown wants Med-X. Underwear model from Braintree. Beautiful, totally weird. All she's ever wanted is stim packs. Basically, this little guy was running a drug dealing business. What you can decipher from that is that there is a safe in one of the houses in Sanctuary. And I would assume, because it seems like the sort of thing that Bethesda actually takes care of, even in this game, is that when we go to places like Concord and stuff, or the CIT student things, there will be something in there that there's like a big stash of mentats somewhere. So it's a good way of pointing out where to look for drugs and the likes. So, okay, so there's this room done. You can normally see most of these have the names on the things, and you can see which house was which. Not a lot in there. A screwdriver. It's quite empty. Pull out this. I can see another rad roach on the wall over there. Get my whacker. Ooh, where are you? Yeah, I'm going to use VATS on you. One of the things about in VATS, you take less damage when you're in VATS. It's a strange thing, but it will protect me. I'm normally a bit of a VATS whore anyway. I will spam VATS for shits and giggles. Right, so I'll go around, pick up all of the things that we can so that we are in good nick going forward. Normally you get some pretty decent outfits and stuff, and you might find some decent armor, or at least sort of under armor, in these dresses and such. What's in here? A laundered rose dress and some Med-X. I'm not a big chem user anyway in Fallout. I tend to live clean. I tend to cook food and avoid chems and alcohol if I can. And I think that the negative effects in survival mode are even worse for chems. So, but it's worth picking them all up because I can then sell them to a doctor if I find a doctor and get some decent caps. It might be a good way of making money. So, what's in here? Ooh, an Ushanka hat. I like that hat. It's cool. It looks warm and cozy. So far none of the Creation Club outfits have popped up. As I said, I suspect that all of this was put into place before I loaded them up. So, but we'll see them in due time because settlers and wastelanders will wear them. And it's a really good way of seeing them. It's not this bed, is it, that it's under? No. I will come around and scrap a lot of things a little bit later on. You can pretty much get most things that you need quite early on in the game, at least to start off building this settlement up. So, I take this bloatfly meat. Oh, waste not, want not. Hunting will be quite a big thing too. To feed ourselves, and some animals, like you get like the rad deer. If you can take rad deer and rad stags down, they're a really good source of meat and leather. So, well worth taking. Okay, so the safe. So far the safes seem nice and easy in Sanctuary. She says, fumbling a lock. Come on. Where's that sweet spot? Let me in. Call me the fiend. Let me in. There we go.
Got it.
Okay, take all this crap. Dresser there. There's a dresser. There's a bed. There's no safe under this one. It's quite cool. There's some quite nifty hidden things about in Sanctuary. There's something behind this house that I want to find. A flip lighter. Dinner tray. Fallout 4 actually made junk worth collecting, and I am a bit of a hoarder. Okay, so I am now over encumbered. So over encumbered is something that I don't really want to be. I'm going to have to get to the workbench as soon as possible, otherwise I'm going to start taking damage. I'm going to show you actually in here. Right, so oh yeah, I leveled up as well. Okay, so status effects. Over encumbered. A big hit in agility and endurance. I've lost 2 on both of them, and I'm also going to take periodic damage. As I said earlier, it hurts your little arms and your little legs and your little back to carry more stuff than you need. So yeah, so I'm going to get over to this workbench so that I can drop all this junk off. I know I can't run. Can I still jump? Can I jump? Will that get me there quicker? I don't know. Who knows? Doesn't feel like it's quicker. Oh, there we go. I took my first hit of periodic damage for being over encumbered. There we go. I can drop all the junk, and that helps an awful lot. Ammo, weapons always did have carry weights, but even ammo has carry weights now in survival mode, so I will be careful with taking ammo. Take ammo only for the weapons that I need. I will still hoard ammo because, you know, I am that kind of person. But only take out ammo for the weapons that I need. And I currently have a red bandana. That's nice. I like a red bandana. So we get one quite easily when you go into Concord. I'm quite traditional in the way that I like my doggy to be dressed. We will see this charming little fellow soon enough. Okay, so around the back of this house there is a root cellar. And in the root cellar there is some good stuff. But there is, most people do know about the root cellar, but there's also, if you can finagle your way up here, there is also a duffel bag up here with some cooking oil and some other things in it. Suggesting that this neighbour was even more of a bit of a survivalist than Jim. Because he was prepared for all this. I'm fatigued again. Just walking around the neighbourhood collecting up some stuff, it makes you so tired. Okay, so some tin cans. We've got some mole rat teeth, some food, some purified water. There's a bed there. It's not my owned bed. I'm not sure if it counts as an owned bed because it's in my settlement, so it might do actually. Just gonna take as much of this stuff as, particularly the empty bottles. Beer I can sell. It's quite it's worth quite a bit. And yeah, you can see down here as well we've got some gold, which is quite heavy, but worth a lot of money.
No way I could pick this.
I can't pick that just yet, so we'll be back for that. That little area, the root cellar, I think makes a good little extra hideout for the player character, because once you turn this place into a sanctuary, there's going to be, you know, people all over the place touching things, sleeping in beds that don't belong to them and the likes. So it's actually, if you want to keep something very safe, place worth considering. Okay. There is a lot of junk in here. This will be a good room to scrap when we get to that. Have an idea in mind for Sanctuary of what kind of place I want to build and what which buildings I want to be what, and we'll see. We'll build upon it when the time comes. But now I'm just gathering up the resources, the easy to hand resources. But you know, getting sleepy. He's going to need some snooze soon before we go off anywhere exploring and doing quests. Okay, so we've got an armor workbench here. We've got all this stuff. I'll pick up this stuff. There's this makeshift battery there, quite heavy, but you know, work out quite well. It's a shovel, some wrenches on here. Okay, so yeah, as I thought, the Creation Club costumes, for want of a better word, they're kind of their t-shirts and stuff, with the like cool sort of comic-y t-shirts. They look really good. I like them a lot. Obviously none of them have appeared in this area because I'd already arrived in this area, so all the things must have been created and in place. So yeah, something I've always found strange about Fallout is like this house across the road from your old house is sort of set up to be the base, whereas your old house is just over there looking really, really sad. Always found that quite funny. Okay, so cooking is going to be a really, really big part of this. So we're going to cook the meat that we collect. You get better bonuses of it. I don't know if you get any illnesses from eating raw stuff. I assume you probably do. Okay, and there's all that. You can make vegetable starches and soups, and as we go around killing things, we'll see the wonderful variety of stuff that I can use. Okay, so I am thirsty and hungry. So, peckish and parched. So I'm gonna have some dinner. I'll have I've got some red roach meat. Started off, so what do we here? Baked bloat fly. That sounds delicious. And with some grilled rad roach. I think it takes two items of food, no matter what they are, to drop your thingy per level of hunger, and one drink of water to drop the level per hunger. Okay, so right, pop all that stuff in there. We have got ammunition. We've got a weapons workbench and an armor workbench. And I don't think I picked up much in the way of armor or apparel. There's apparel here. Oh, military backpack. This is one of the things that, and the transdogrifier. That is one of the Creation Club things that I want to show off because it's really cool. Right, it seems as though there is this toolbox here. Oh, it's not. I can't move it. I'm going to build a storage container for... Okay. Why is it only giving me those containers? There we go, they're loading in. Okay, so this is a lot of the Creation Club stuff is going to start popping up. In here, I want a footlocker. So we're going to stick a footlocker under here. And a crate. Just to start off, I'm going to move stuff around when I decide where I'm going to end up. And this is going to be for things like ammunition. So far, I only have I have a 10mm pistol and a pipe pistol. The pipe pistols aren't that good, so I'm going to scrap them. But I've got a 10mm pistol for now, so I only really want to keep hold of 10mm rounds. And I know there's shells, but we're gonna, if I find shotguns and stuff in the field, then I'm sure I'll find ammunition in the field to use with them. So, okay, we're gonna craft. You can scrap, as you see, you can scrap things. I just hang on one second. I just remembered about leveling up, and I might be able to get a perk that will help with my things. Yes, gun nut. Rank 1 gun mods, which I'm gonna want. So, and scrapper I'm definitely gonna want. So uncommon items from screws, aluminium, copper. Yeah, I want this because I'm gonna be scrapping some things straight away. So I'm gonna get some extra items from it. Yeah. I should level up quite quickly early on because there are things that I need and things that I want. Things that I'm going to do. I'm going to be doing a lot of exploring. So, yeah. So now we've got that, I can scrap these and hopefully it's not going to give me anything, is it? It's just going to give me steel. Oh, I got a screw out of that one. I'm going to keep the 10mm pistol. Let's see. Oh. And I could build some quite good stuff here. An automatic receiver. I don't like automatic pistols. It's never a thing that has appealed to me personally. But I could put a hardened receiver on it, which is going to give me better damage, which is lovely. I can put a long barrel on it, which is going to increase the range. I can put a comfort grip on it, which is going to improve recoil and hip fire accuracy. And I can put glow sights on it. Glow sights, better improve focus and better sighted accuracy, which is nice. And materials, I have a lot of paints for weapons, and so I'd say a lot, quite a few, for guns and stuff. I'm not going to put one on it just yet because I haven't decided what I'm going to go with. Yeah, I'm going to make no material at all, thank you. Funny, that's an option. And I'm going to name this pistol. Its standard name, by what I've put on it, is glow-sighted hardened 10mm pistol. But this pistol is going to stay with me for the whole of the game. And this is something that I always do, no matter what playthrough I am. I always call the pistol that you get from the vault at the beginning of the game, I always name it after the dead spouse. It's just a thing that I do. So this pistol is called Nora. I'm not gonna name the security baton because I'm gonna get better melee weapons as time goes on. So there we go. I have improved Nora and made Nora better. Sounds very weird putting it that way. Okay, so armor. Right, what have we got in terms of apparel? We have got a clean blue suit. Let me stand somewhere where there's a bit better light. Might have to do this during the day because I'm not really going to get to show off the outfits particularly well, I don't think, in this light. So there's a clean blue suit which gives a boost to charisma by 2. Some eyeglasses which will increase perception, so I'm going to put them on. I usually wear glasses in these games anyway. A laundered rose dress. My character is male, and I know that quite a lot of the dresses have big charisma boosts and stuff, but I'm not going to put him in a dress. I'm just not going to do that. The backpack is amazing, is a great thing, which I love. It's a creation club thing, and you can increase it for extra damage resistances in this one, but you can increase it for extra carry weight and that sort of thing, which I think is going to be really, really handy in survival mode. So yeah, that's something I'm definitely going to be wearing. The red bandana is just for show at this point. There's nothing you can do with it. The transdogrifier, I will talk about that a little bit later on. I'm going to store that for now. The Ushanka hat is something that I'm definitely going to be wearing, and we've got a vault suit here, but I am already wearing a vault suit, so yeah. Let's see if I can do anything with this vault suit. Okay, so the backpack, let's see if I can add anything to it. Put no straps on it, simply because I know it's going to just hang there basically on the back, but the straps will clip through outfits and look really awful, so it's actually better to have none on it. Different patches give you different perks. So if you have the Brotherhood of Steel, you get energy resistance. If you have the Gunners, you get endurance. The Institute, intelligence. Medic adds radiation resistance. The Minutemen improves charisma. NCR patches improve agility. Perception is improved by Nuka-Cola. Agility by police. Energy resistance by railroads. Riley's Rangers improves luck. A US flag improves endurance. Vault-Tec is radiation thingy. I'm actually, my endurance was quite low. I'm just going to put a USA flag on the back of it for now because Jim hasn't decided what any associations that he's going to be. And I always make it black because black goes with everything. Yeah, I don't have any glue at the moment, so I'm going to want to have some glue to improve these things. Oh, I can put a sleeping bag on it, which isn't really going to do anything at the moment. It's just a nice aesthetic thing, but when you add extra things on it, like a survival sleeping bag is going to give you loads of perks and carry weight, but I'm going to just stick a sleeping bag on the bottom just because it looks nice. Okay, so we're going to be wearing that. I'm going to be improving things as we go along. Can I scrap these? I can scrap these, and these are going to give me some more cloth back. I'm going to be scrapping a lot of things and customizing stuff. Okay, for now. So, I fed, watered. What time are we looking at? It is 2:30 in the bloody morning, Jim. Get to bed. Okay, so I'm going to go and save it as we've done all of that. And once it's daytime, we're going to go and do some exploring. Okay, so a good 8 hours of sleep, I think. I think anything over 5 gives you the well-rested bonus. Okay, so we are awake and well rested. It is a brand new day. I got a weird little bit of a save game glitch. I proceeded, after sleeping for the day, I went out and rescued a couple of puppy dogs, liberated Red Rocket, and built a bed and tried to save in it, and I got a weird save game glitch that you can apparently get on Fallout 4 still, in which it said that I don't have enough storage space to save my game, which is a lie because I have a 2 terabyte hard drive with lots of space on it. And my save game got corrupted, and so fortunately, even in survival mode where you have to sleep in a bed and you don't have that many saves, it backs up it, so it saves like 3 times. You have like 3 saves, so I had to come back to here. Actually, we're gonna leave it for this part, this very first part of Fallout 4 survival mode. I have set up this home base essentially, which isn't going to be my home base. We're going to get into that in the next part, where my home base in this area is actually going to be. We're going to rescue a couple of puppy dogs, and we are going to explore the local area. So yes, thank you very much for watching this first part. Come back soon for more Fallout 4 survival mode, where I'll actually be stepping out into the wider world a little bit, and all of the perils that is in there then. And, you know, I might get killed by things like mole rats, vicious dogs, ghouls. Oh, it's going to be enjoyable. So please, come back next time. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourself.